What was the motivation behind the rebrand?
We took a couple of customers out for a few drinks 12, 18 months ago, and one of the comments they made was that if it was up to them, they wouldn't have picked us based on our name. They thought we were a small business that looked after home users, looked after computers, and that's it.
The man at the helm of the ComputerCare ship is this guy.
ComputerCare was started in 1990 in a little building in Broadway, just next door to the building that we ended up in when we bought the business. I joined the company in '95 as a network engineer.
This is Wayne, Managing Director. He bought the business back in 2001 with his wife, Vicky.
Vicky and I bought the business in 2001.
Told you.
Since then, we've just really worked hard on client service and making sure that people got what they expected from us and we can meet those expectations. So in terms of the logo, I really like the logo. I like the colours worked. It was a logo that was quite recognisable.
I hated the old brand.
This is Daniel, Technical Director. He's been with the company for over 19 years, so he's seen a few changes.
I wanted to change it back in 2005, 2006 when we moved to Princess Street. It just felt a little bit rigid, not very friendly, just very, we fix computers and that's all we do.
So after we bought the business, we were thinking about the messaging that we wanted to use when dealing with clients, and we thought leveraging the care part of the brand name was going to give us plenty of value, and it sort of reflected how we wanted to run the business. We had a logo prior to the one that we've got at the moment that was green and gold, I think, and that was pretty hideous. It kind of looked like a computer chip, but it didn't really mean much. The new logo that we developed in, I think, about 2005, that sort of gave us something nice and clean, and we like the colours.
I don't like orange, but it does stand out from the crowd.
This is Ayla, Marketing Coordinator. She thought rebranding would be a good idea.
The name ComputerCare worked in the past, but we do so much more now, and we needed a brand that would help us to grow as a company and help us to be more client-facing.
Obviously, everything we do, we want it to be collaborative.
This is James, Sales Manager. He was all for the rebrand.
As a company and as a team.
So we tried to come up with something that was as neutral as possible and sort of as amorphous as possible, that you couldn't say what it meant because it didn't actually mean anything, and luckily we did manage to find a word that doesn't mean an awful lot.
But as a local icon, you can't change your brand overnight.
A lot of arguments have gone on around colours, around names, around what we should look like.
Sometimes you want to bash your head, and sometimes you want to go, that's a great idea.
This is Guy, Head of Service Delivery. He agreed with Ayla.
It's just a process. It was always going to be like that, and it was important that we went through it.
The brand spun out of a concept that I came across in a magazine, a business magazine one day, and it talked about your organisation, and I thought, that's exactly what I want us to talk to the client about, is about your organisation, not about ours. And so we initially came up with a brand called Yorb, which was a combination of you or your and organisation. After a while we decided we thought that was a little bit harsh and sounded a bit Nordic, and sounded like some big hairy guy dragging a club around the Ice Age, so we wanted to soften it a little bit. So we came up with the idea that maybe we could use the concept of your business.
We had concepts from other brand names as well before the Yorb name got finalised.
This is Alistair, Creative Lead, here to help drive the process.
Which we tried to then apply those concepts to the Yorb name, and they just didn't fit, so we had to kind of, I guess, start again in terms of the actual concept side of things.
Once we came up with our name, we then realised we couldn't keep the same icon anymore, and we had to go back to the drawing board to figure out what our core reasons were for being a business. We've got our people who are awesome, amazing clients, and that's how we came up with the concept. And then when we realised we wanted to solve business problems, that was sort of how the conversation we wanted to go. That was what the 8 arms mean. Each arm represents a business problem that we'd like to solve.
Once we had landed with something, it was something that I could sign up to and go, hey, that's us.
It's almost like a new start, and I think we're getting a real buzz throughout the business. as a result of that. And I get really excited by that. I like it when people are enjoying what's going on. So it's been a fun experience, but initially quite painful.
What really excites me about the new brand Yorb is that as we move into new markets and new regions of New Zealand, we can leverage the brand with potential new clients to have that open discussion about what we are, who we are, and how we can help.
We are client facing. Our people are awesome. So that's our point of difference. And we're a technology company. So we've merged all three together to create a brand that allows conversation to happen organically, and we're solving business problems and trying to make technology not seem so scary anymore.